Your destination is the coastal town of Sapienza, also known as the Jewel of the Amalfi Coast. Your target is a former client of ours, Silvio Caruso, a brilliant but troubled bioengineer employed by the Ether Biotech Corporation. Renowned for his early stem cell research, Caruso is now reportedly working on a far more disturbing project, a DNA-specific virus able to infect anyone, anywhere in the world. Imagine a bullet, fired in any direction, passing through countless bodies without inflicting harm, invisible and undetectable until it strikes its target. A world of armchair assassins killing with impunity. This is what awaits us, unless Caruso is stopped. Our client, one of Ether's major private stockholders, wants the project cancelled on ethical grounds, but without destroying the company in the process. She has asked us to eliminate Silvio Caruso and destroy the yet unfinished virus prototype. You will also need to deal with Caruso's lab head, Francesca DeSantis, a high-level Ether employee and cutthroat corporate climber who holds intimate knowledge of Caruso's research and could potentially carry on in his place. This is no ordinary contract, 47. Caruso's virus is a serious threat to our craft and trade, not to mention our core ideals. So failure is not an option. I'll leave you to prepare.
It to start, please. I am tired.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Providence Cup. We have a group 2 game today between Gumidifier 2 and Geometry-Refugees. I'm joined today by the wonderful Infun.
Yeah, hi Joker, hi everyone.
Well, that's a bit loud, turning down. So we're up for a good game today. The format of this is all 4 games will be played, all 4 maps will be played. The first 2 will be a 1v1. So Mika and Reaper will be playing Sapienza, and then Rommel and Rune will be playing New York. And the other 2 maps, Miami and Hokkaido, all 4 players will be playing, and it's the first team to finish wins the points. Yeah, it's a nice format. All 4 maps will be played. Every map counts in this. You get 2 points for a map win. That gives you points on the table. So even if you're 6-0 down, that final map win can be so important.
Yeah, I really can't wait to see how these players perform. Of course, we've seen Mika and Zerun in yesterday's opening match, so they are now, of course, ready and warm up for the second match of the tournament. But Rommel and Reaper, I'm really curious to see how they handle these spins 1v1 and 2v2 as well.
You should prepare isolation.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Rommel in ages.
I forgot about that.
Streams are very loud. We have not seen Rommel in ages. I can't remember the last RR he played him. Reaper, however, was like the opposite. You know, he only played in RR9. Is a console player, did get swept by Alright Kitman and Fanium, so has had a rough introduction to roulette, but our first spin will arrive if you want to take it.
Oh, thing, Silvio Caruso's folding knife as Green Plumber, Francesca DeSantis consume poison as the butler.
I mean, yeah, it's a really nice spin. The Franny kill is actually a lovely Franny kill. You know, consume poison, you can just use the virus prototype, which makes Franny so much easier. You don't have to wait or anything for her to have that 230 mark where her guard turns around and all that. You can just throw it in her office and she will run to it. We'll see Reaper loading first time in the safe house, which, you know, is a standard start on Sapienza and the majority of the time. And of course, the folding knife is on this table adjacent to the house.
A nice double mention disguises here. Somewhat unconventional kills there, but of course the consume poison is now, you all know, is the ship that will be easy to acquire. And Mika already getting the folding knife, but that will be a bit tricky with the Chank and illegal weapon to pick up.
Yeah. Reaper does the same, but does miss his first Chank, so Mika will have an extra Chank than Rommel, which, you know, will make that Silvio isolation a lot easier. He might try and force his way through his door here, Reaper, and that's a really nice entrance into the mansion. Does save a lot of time other than going back up the pipe and dropping down. Not sure where to go next though. Opting for the Green Plumber, I would assume, the way he's going, and does make a lot of sense here, given the spin, you would say.
Reaper with the newest suit that is not actually a suit, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't actually count as suit in some contracts. That's a big whoosh there, but what I wanted to say is that it's not illegal for now. No exploitment to be had, and of course he's now becoming the Green Plumber for disguise of the spin.
Yeah, this is interesting here. Of course, the butler, Franny is a live kill here with the virus. Of course, I mean there is a place where you can get to drink some wine with that. I mean with Roberto, I'm pretty sure, but like we usually see the virus prototype done. Mika opting for the butler first, so we'll be going for that Franny kill first. And straight away, these two different strats, we will see, what player, what strat is beneficial here. Of course, Reaper just running right into the kitchen where the Green Plumber isn't allowed, so it does give Mika a nice 1.5 2 minute lead here.
That's unfortunate because so many mansion disguises are allowed in the kitchen, of course, but it's just not the Green Plumber. It's not really even allowed in the mansion grounds, and just ran into it. Unfortunate from Reaper.
Yeah, Mika is buffering his butler disguise, it seems.
Feels like
Oh no,
he wants to
yeah.
use this, yeah, a bit more in conventional spin. He wants to do probably get
Yeah.
up there close to the 2.5 minute mark. It's the one timeless friendly kill, but better safe than sorry, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure. Of course, Silvio, you can just shoot the observatory lamp at any time, which is just so nice for Sapienza. Of course, there is spins where you can like be running all the corners of the map, so just having that ability just to keep him alive and up, then just or basically call him in. It's such a nice feature of this map and does make spins a lot easier. Mika now probably will miss Franny first cycle, but probably will have to wander around outside through the attic and get a throw off, which actually isn't that challenging. You do have the two guards up there, but they won't be causing any issues. They are turned and facing the wall. Um, of course, you might be able to still get her in her office, but it'd be very tight for him. But as you know, she does leave now, so we'll have to do a bit of improvisation here. You would assume.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of times can work with the second cycle, and of course with the Green Plumber being quite a far away. Doesn't really matter when Francesca dies, as long as it's in her second cycle and she dies eventually. Juggling a couple of things here, going to the attic. I think he wants to get the angle on there. Also, Silvio is in the office, but will be leaving soon, so his observatory shot wouldn't be out of the question either.
Yeah, but Reaper here is definitely doing a quicker grab than what we saw from Mika. Of course, you can have two really quick throw distractions and Trankov into him here. So yeah, really nice from Reaper here and a really efficient grab onto the butler here. And actually could probably make Franny first cycle here easily. Mika, however, does have that problem now of having to call in Silvio, but does get him still in the observatory. So we'll be able to knock out the guards and him, then go back and get the Green Plumber, of course. Did get the folding knife right off spawn, so we'll almost have everything he needs.
And the fact that Mika has apparently triggered that proxy conversation on, I suppose, the observatory work for Silvio has made this spin much easier because now he doesn't have to wait for the observatory panel cycles, and there's the isolation, and now just all Mika needs to do is get the Green Plumber. He already has the folding knife.
I think we saw Mika already get the Green Plumber. He buffered it with the housekeeper disguise just down here, I think, possibly. No, no, he didn't. I thought he'd already got it and buffed it there, but we'll have to. It was gonna go down there, but of course, all three of the mansion staff, in the cellar are enforcers of the butler, so we have to go the longer way round and through the sewers to get to the Green Plumber.
Yeah, unfortunate, not just passing, but arguably worse with all these enforcers. Has to go the long way around, and Reaper now has the chance to catch up, depending on where the Green Plumber is for him. Could get closer now.
Well, we saw him grab the. He did grab the butler disguise with a housekeeper, so you'd assume it is dumped somewhere around that free housekeeper disguise. Does get one shank coffined. Oh, so unfortunate there for Rommel. Just Reaper even just doesn't wait. Just goes in a bit too soon, and guard does get some rush onto him and does force him to restart him. Mika now with such a good lead has Silvio down and will have to just destroy the virus. I assume he does have an EMP on him to make it even easier.
Arguably, photo finish window was on the line for Reaper, but he just ran out of melee items, and I'm not sure if even a trank was eaten there by one of the guards, but just wanted to go down to contain the situation of the panicking Silvio, but just couldn't handle it. So now it's all on Mika 6 minutes into his run and just the virus remaining.
He has the key card as well. We just saw him pick it up, and pistol, easy distraction shot here onto the biolab security, and nothing else more to go wrong. I mean, there was always things like we saw with Red Fox and RI. He got spotted by the cameras, and that resulted in him having a rip. But Mika, even with such a lead, can just easily wait out the panic from the virus being destroyed. But yeah, the EMP will go off, virus will be destroyed, and yeah, it should be Mika with green guns by the exit, taking Sapienza and giving Mika and Zebra a 2-0 lead.
Yep, very nice done. I believe it's the first try. What's for certain is that a very solid early run, and Reaper could have caught up and made it close, but eventually the first spin just much more smooth this time around than Chongqing yesterday.
Yeah, Chongqing spin, we did call it easy. I heard it looked like a simple spin, but definitely caused both players issues. And we will be heading to a map next, New York, where it will be easy rip territory for both players here. A lot of things can go wrong on New York, of course. I mean, yourself, you're known for how good you are at New York, respectively, and I'm sure you know what can go wrong on this map.
It's definitely a map that you can lose, and definitely one of the quicker ones. But if it gets very high level, then every second counts, and it just puts the pressure on you, puts your heart rate up so high, which I could remember from my matches. It can get really tense there. Everything has to go perfect if you want a really solid first try at New York.
Yeah, we'll take a short break now to give myself and Infan a drink, and we will be popping into the New York mission briefing so quickly, which will probably last longer than the spin itself.
The constant says to follow the money.
Milton Fitzpatrick, the investment bank. It's a key Providence asset.
Which you work for.
The director of the New York branch is a Providence operative. It's our best bet as a way in.
I'll tell the pilot to turn the plane around.
Right, gentlemen. Here's what we've come up with. The partners are transitioning between identities, but everything is so recent, the Milton Fitzpatrick bank records will still be intact. We've confirmed that the partners have active accounts there. However, the bank's records are remotely updated on a frequent basis. We may only have hours before any leads that could get us the new identities of the partners are gone forever. The data we need can be obtained in two ways. The bank's data core can be accessed through the basement vault, but getting inside the vault could be challenging. Alternatively, Bank Director Athena Savalas, Head of Security Mateo Perez, and Head of Accounts Fabian Mann each carry a partial backup drive with the data. We'll need all three drives to get the full data. Now, we cannot risk the partners discovering the data breach. Eliminating the bank's director, Athena Savalas, would sever the last remaining Providence tie to the bank and keep our activities hidden.
Okay, one more time. We break into the vault, extract the hard drive rack, and eliminate the director on the way out.
We.
You. Good luck, 47.
So yeah, welcome back. We'll be having a New York plays between Rommel and Zebra and Mika. Giving the Geometry Dash refugees 2 points from that command, and Sapienza win Reaper with two very unfortunate wins in that map. And this will be Rommel's first map in ages in a competitive roulette scene. And I think you want to see on New York.
as someone who doesn't mind the quicker spins, I'm actually happy with everything. I suppose the consume poison is the one that's not good to see. It's one I like as well, but let's just see it come down to execution, not cycles.
Yeah, it's consume poison yourself for a long spin, and on these maps there'll be lots of waiting around and standing around, which typically you don't see in... we do like, especially on New York and Dartmoor, a quick spin which guarantees action really. The spin will arrive now, and it will be Athena Savalas for an object as the investment banker, so definitely a very quick spin here.
Falling object, obviously any gun works, and it's getting even more popular to use the soundproof corner of the room, so you can use the loud pistol from one of the high security guards, which means that it's a no loadout spin. Perfectly fine to use 2 tranks here.
This is the vault.
Yeah,
The data core should be behind that large steel door.
Get that easy grab onto Matteo's... No, Fabian. Matteo's disc. Always get the 2 mixed up.
That's the first backup
yes.
data disk secured.
Roman
Two
Warlock's
more to
that
load.
investment bank start.
Oh my, I'm so okay, I'm so stupid. I keep
You could have just shot the chandelier loud.
There, which
no, it's not the chandelier, it's the camera in the room.
He has the access to get to the executive floor, maybe. And Zealand's using the snail, which may or
I thought you were gonna EMP the cameras.
Item used so far.
I mean,
of course, with the key hacker to get through.
thing is, right, it's
into Athena's office, you do have a key
I
card,
could-
that's
You're
why
not
it's
going that way.
Yeah.
behind, the guy sitting in the chair, and it's an easy grab, and you can do it in any
and I
disguise
have to
room,
get
so,
the discs. Okay, okay.
We'll save
I'll
a
try
bit
and
of
improv
time
this.
using the key hacker, but you do lose out a loadout slot, which might make Athena kill or isolation easier.
See, I'm not even sure. Of course, this is Roman's first competitive spins in RR7. I checked during the break, but I think the snail was used by then, so he could be just thinking that there is simply not enough items to use, which could make sense for New Yorker. So you just use the key hackers instead.
Excuse me?
Zero now does have the 2 tranks. We'll get one of the bodyguards away with the briefcase. We'll take it downstairs, so we'll have enough items now to trank both these 2 guards. We'll wait for Athena to come into the room. Won't turn off the Wi-Fi router, which does just automatically bring her into here. But yeah, we'll get 2 tranks off onto these guards now. Or no, you would only trank 1. You would assume now that we will be doing
Please!
we kill onto Athena here. It does have a science pistol even, I did this. That does have a floor baller for an easier shot.
Where are your damned clothes?
Trouble for Rommel there, which may actually be contained.
Do you have the snail?
I was already surprised
I
that
do
the body
not
wasn't
have
seen
any of the DLC.
by the guards. It was a crime notice, so we'll have to
Fuck,
raise
alright,
it.
okay.
Make it high security. It was seen by Athena. I was surprised it wasn't seen by the other 2
Second
guards.
backup data disk
I
is
clearly
secured.
did not do enough derusting.
Yeah, but Brood now starts to have both kills. It has to be Athena killed down, only needs 1 more day distance will just be down the corridor and downstairs here, so it's close to exit in that regard. Rommel so far behind now, you would assume it is to win here. There are a few couple of enforcers that might cause some issues for him, but he's so far in the lead now.
My tea in there? That's right.
You would assume it is him, and you have to just do a quick fun.
That's right.
And that investment banker there does have a bit of issues, but he's in a nice
That's
place
the
there.
last objective
He can go around the side.
Exfiltrate
side
the
of
bank,
here, and that will
47.
be,
Miss Hall will want to have a close
remove
look at
all
that
the
data.
secondary objective data core. Athena dead and the exit right there, so there will be a 4-0 lead for the Jongjash refugees after New York.
Alright, this should
Yep,
be
it's as
fine.
solid first try as it's possible, sub 3. And we'll be now in a 4-0 lead for them. Nicely done. Unfortunate for Rommel, I think
yeah.
it was different enough.
I'm so
strategy,
sorry, fuck.
Could have gone either way, especially with the 3-minute timer on the other
Yeah,
side.
we lost it. Unfortunate.
Yeah, that's
Oh
what
fuck,
New
I've been
York is.
muted.
Rep
Oh
once and the
crap.
map's
Alright.
gone.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, man.
And Zerun was in right away, didn't change
Yeah,
the
it's
plan, and just did the spin how he wanted to do, and that's what
That
New
wasn't
York can
that wasn't
do,
perfect
really.
by any means.
A really quick plan.
Okay,
As soon as you
what's
win, you
next?
have to keep playing.
Why? It's over?
One
No, the
score,
yeah, New
one
York's
goal,
over.
and
Yeah.
Your opponent has such a big lead in terms of the map that it's so hard to come back. And we'll just basically
Mine's
need them
stuff
to
or
rip
something.
or waste an item or something just to make them waste even more.
We
time.
have Hokkaido, oh,
We'll be
Miami.
into Miami now,
Alright.
which all 4 players will play, so it will be fun for us casting here. So we'll give ourselves a quick break before going to Miami next.
Good afternoon, 47. Your destination is the annual Global Innovation Motor Race in Miami, Florida. After analyzing the data from Reynard's computer, the case is clear. The Providence defectors are Robert and Sierra Knox, head of robotics developer Kronstadt Industries. A visionary inventor and technological innovator, Robert Knox has spearheaded Kronstadt Industries to the bleeding edge of technological development. His equally brilliant daughter, Sierra, is not only a financial wizard, but also a fiercely competitive race car driver with a fiery temper to match. Kronstadt enjoys enormous popularity with global consumers. However, few are aware that the company is also one of the world's leading suppliers of next-gen military tech. Last year, despotic ruler Jin Po employed prototype Kronstadt drones against peaceful civilian protesters in the now infamous Tungan Valley incident. And although it has yet to be proven, there is little doubt that the Knoxes personally brokered the deal, making them complicit in a war crime. It is unclear why the Knoxes would betray their masters, but likely the fear of being next on the Shadow Clients hit list has pressured them to cut a deal with the enemy. Undoubtedly, with Kronstadt Industries on their side, the militia will increase their attacks tenfold, and so our contract obligates us to retire Robert and Sierra Knox and contain the damage they may inflict on Providence. I will leave you to prepare.
So yeah, welcome back. We will have our first 2v2 map of the series. It will be Miami. Definitely a nice map, a map everyone knows, and it's a map that you have to be optimized on. If you can optimize a Miami spin, chances are you'll win it. Of course, we always see standard sugar and then laptop lure. Probably if you have something just to make that quicker, you know, make the disguises more efficient, the chances are you'll gain a slight lead, and that lead will just build up on your opponent. And that's really what you want on the map like Miami here. But of course, if you finish, you do have to wait for your teammates to finish, of course. We could see, for example, Zero finish, but if Mika doesn't finish, and Reaper and Rommel both finish before Mika does, they will be awarded the points. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see, like, especially the communication between teammates here, especially if one finishes for the other, one has a rip, etc.
Yeah, I think you had a really good point about how familiar everyone is with this map, and at this point it feels like probably one of the easier to target maps, obviously on average, and you can have those accidents which tricks some people, but otherwise I think everyone would usually be capable of a first try. What could be tricky here is obviously those last minutes to cut down compared to your opponent, and I think people will want to try to optimize it maybe too hard even. So curious to see how this goes. And you asked me how or what I expect from New York, I guess, but of course I know the spins, so what would you expect from Miami?
Just because Rune's playing, I'd like to see Sniper Robert. Just just to see Rune go for that kill again like he tried to an RR. I'd love to see him go for it again. That would be interesting. Definitely does switch up a little bit. I mean, I'm sure he'll go for it even with an assault rifle, pistol, or an SMG. So just a firearm for Robert would be nice just to see Rune's approach. But again, a Sniper Sierra as well. It might be boring because of course you can shoot the car, but it will be interesting to see if the players remember it. Of course, if one of the teammates does remember it, they can just tell a teammate. But it would be lovely or funny to see, just to me, that like one teammate does shoot Sierra's car and the other doesn't.
Yeah, and it's very likely that like it has happened in the past that Sierra by hand won the sniper rifle spins, but it won't be Sierra Sniper, it will be Sierra Laude as Kronstadt Security, and Robert consumed poison as Blue Sea Driver.
Yeah, does set up nicely for Kronstadt engineer star here. Of course, you also set up Robert Poison straight away, and you have that the Kronstadt security right there to grab next to it, of course. So does make for a nice start. gives you plenty of time to grab that Sierra kill. The blue seat driver is a long disguise grab if you don't know the quicker grab onto him. Of course, it's usually just a crowbar of door, and then you just wait for him to wander around to investigate it. Of course, there is some shenanigans you can do with a snail for an even quicker grab. But I mean, in this, you just want to finish, and that's your priority here.
Yeah, for a moment I was excited to see some different variations of the blue seat driver grab, but imagine the engineers start, and depending on how quick they are, they will always have time for the crowbar jets and taking that time. Now the main question for me will be if anyone will try to get Sierra in the meantime. It's 6.5 minutes until the kill, so it's not out of the question, I believe.
Yeah, for sure. Mika with an early rip though. Doesn't cost him much time, as we just see Rommel loading in now. Does start default start, which is an interesting decision, you could say. Just like we usually see the Cornerstone engineer start, it gives you plenty of time to set up Robert straight away, and that's what you want really. You know, you really want to backtrack around the map. Miami takes what feels like an age sometimes just to go across. So the less running on Miami, the better for you, and the less time you have to think about things, and the more time you are just doing things, it definitely does help on this map. Mika with getting that Kronstadt security disguise now. Zerun as well, taking a different approach to what we see from Mika. Likewise with Rommel and Reaper, both taking different approaches here.
We've only been on this map for 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and I think everyone has had one restart so far except the Reaper, who is now 1 minute and 7 seconds in. Cameras out, disguise acquired, and can now use the what's this? The air conditioner and then the eye drops, of course. I think Rommel, just coming back to his choice of different start, I'm sure it was discussed in voice chats as well, and that engineer would be technically the best way to approach. I think Rommel just not familiar with the later blue seat grab, as you can see, trying to use the trank.
But Reaper now does have his first restart, and yeah, just it's such an unusual enforcer, that Kronstadt security out there, and that you sometimes just switch off and you forget about him. And so it does give Mika and Zero a nice lead here, both having set up that Robert consume kill, and we'll have to wait to the 6:50 mark or somewhere around there for Robert to die.
Yeah, I have it at 6:35, but I think it can vary just a bit, and it will be close to 7, and then of course still the temptation to try to do Sierra in the meantime. You will have the Kronstadt security fairly easily. Loud they are in agency pickup, of course. You can't pick up her, but it's not a lot of backtracking to get a free medic disguise, so should be doable. But in a match and in a 2v2 situation where I think it will be important to have consistent strats and just be faster than the opponent's 2 players, might not see some risky stuff as much. Rommel more restarts from suit start. I think Mika, yep, already got the blue seat driver going around, but for me, he just got caught by the crowd enforcer, so it's a big restart, the biggest of Miami so far. Zero, the only one with 2 minutes in now.
Yeah, them super enforcers cause so much issues. Even the experienced players, they're just such a pain, man. Like, there's so many of them in such a stupid small little area that it's so understandable why players rip to them, and especially in these crowds, you know, you can blend in, but you don't fully blend in, and sometimes this causes so much issues for players. Zero now will be following Mika's footsteps. We'll start this blue seat driver alert, of course, just crowbar on the door, and this will be a disguise grab onto him very soon.
Yeah, all Zero has to do is basically stay in that private area. Oh, pause by Zero, hopefully nothing serious there. Wasn't sure if the blue seed went for it maybe, but there he is. Probably just a hesitation for a second. Rommel changing things up completely. I think And he got a key card, but he might just be using other disguises for buffer.
Are those eye drops, 47? Looking over
But
Nox's
Reaper,
medical
it's a
file,
lovely
there's
disguise
no
from the
trace
Blue
of
Sea
Sapienza
driver, demonstrating it beautifully. So he does have the Robert consume setup, and you would say he is in the lead. He has such a greater in-game time on greater. Him and Rune are in similar positions. This Rune is what, a minute ahead, so we'll have that Robert kill done earlier. But yeah, Reaper just gives him a lot more time on that Sierra kill, just to focus on that, of course.
Yeah, it's not even necessarily a Reaper versus Zerun race. Of course, Zerun is closest so far, but it seems that Zerun has 2.5 minutes to go. For a full Sierra isolation, it might not be enough. I think
It's
he'll
6
just
minutes.
he might just do Sugar, Peekaboo as Blue Seed, and then the kill after Robert. But Reaper still has plenty of time. Oh, that's a close whoosh there. Didn't turn the waiter around, but yeah, Reaper definitely has the
Though I will go
chance to get
sugar while
both kills
doing Aaron
by the 7-minute mark.
if it's. Oh, never mind. I forgot which one I was on.
I mean, Rommel as
Rommel
well.
now.
Yeah, it does have that Lucy drive. The only difference is he doesn't have that Robert kill set up, so doesn't have that luxury. As Reaper and all the other players do, just to wait around this VIP area. We'll have to track over to the Expo building and set that kill up, turn on the air conditioning, turn poison the eye droplets. So yeah, Rune now will be grabbing this crunch mechanic disguise and will be, you would say, just comfortably isolating Sierra. And then getting that Robert kill, then coming back, of course, does have that luxury, of course. He's, 3 minutes ahead of Mika, so he can take as much time as he wants, just to do the spin, do it safely, because he has to wait for Mika to finish anyways, of course.
Exactly, yeah, that's the best mentality for the group stage matches at least. I think for all 2v2 matches, because points are only given out if both players finish, so
I mean, like,
Zero can
I've
definitely
already
take it much safer.
capped
And
off to finish like 2 minutes.
yeah, he will just wait for the consume poison kill there.
Yeah, and
he could do pit stop, but at that point it's just too close.
Yeah, not even opting to try and isolate Sierra in that time, just taking it slow and steady, which he does definitely have the luxury to do here, and sensible some Zebra in here, acknowledging the situations he's in and taking it sensibly and slowly, which is a nice addition of this specialist team roulette style. That especially it helps so much having a teammate in your ear, just because sometimes it can get very nerve-wracking and it can almost overwhelm you, and just having that someone else there just to talk to you, doing the same spin, definitely will help you calm down here. But Reaper does have all he needs for that Sierra kill with Sierra isolated. Did he leave his security disguise by the Blue Sea driver? Because if he does, that might be a bit tricky to try and get back. But of course,
yes,
you do have the two in the Kronstadt paddock, which are actually very easy to grab and close by. So you would assume, but Rune now does have that kill down onto Robert here, and we'll be initiating the sugar straight onto Sierra here just to crash her out and do a peekaboo onto her.
Yeah, so many options for Reaper. I think he will just opt for these security guards upstairs. This is one tough waiter he didn't take care of, and he can't hide him around here either. I think he wants to lure someone down, perhaps.
But I think
Reaper's move just killing time, but it's a bit unconventional and could prove tricky. Of course, the vertical sound, or how it travels to the paddock, is showcased by Reaper here, and he should get security from here. Now it's going to be tricky how to get this KO, hopefully before the waiter is seen. It's Robert down in the picture-in-picture.
Yes, it's lovely from Reaper here. Optimizing this fully, you know, this does make the Kronstadt security such an easy disguise to grab here, so close to Sierra, and your head just flies over it really. You only really see these disguises in the Expo building, and you don't see this use at all because your head just goes, alright, Kronstadt security, that's where Robert is. You just forget about these disguises around here. So it's a really nice showcase from Reaper here. Well, only playing 2 games of RR, and he's showing this much case of skill. Of course, is a loud kill for Sierra. So it might cause some problems. Of course, isn't trespassing in here, which is always nicer as well. But reset from Rommel here, as Reaper does get that both kills down, heading towards an exit now. But wow, finishing first, but Rommel is so far away from an exit.
Yeah, it's a victory and a defeat at the same time, because Reaper will be the first to finish, but that's no cigar just yet. Rommel also has to finish for the team to win these 2 points. And Zero now has the second disguise and may just be the second finisher in a minute or so after this last loud kill. But it's all down to Mika finishing the Miami spin to take the Miami points for the refugees.
Yeah, but you could say might actually finish with a quicker in-game time than Reaper here. I think he has already isolated Sierra, and does have this corner security right here. So Mika and Reaper showing such a good showing, and I don't think Mika intends to hop into the box.
You never intend to.
But yeah, we'll be getting that final kill down to Sierra as well soon. And beating Reaper's in-game time, so a really lovely strat from Mika and Zero in here. And that will be them to take Miami, more bodies hidden, and nothing to go wrong for Mika here, heading towards an exit.
Yeah, luckily 3 loud kills done, 3 loud kills succeeded with green guns, and it was, in the end, quite a close finish by 3 players. Rommel would have been 4th either way, because Sierra wasn't isolated. But it's just so unfortunate to see his run end, and nice synchronization by Mika and Rune to take the 3rd map as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that almost qualifies them with qualification into the goes.
I figured
6-2 win yesterday, and they've got 6 points already today. They've been solid throughout, man, and I'm sure they'd want to secure that 8-0 W win here, just to really just secure that top spot as well. You could argue.
And then went over to Blue Seed.
So far they have won 6 maps. Yes, and only lost 1. So just it's hard to compare the other teams, of course, this early on, but it's just so dominating from Group B, and we'll look at the standings later on. But yeah, looking good for them, not just the top 2, but probably clinching 1st place as well.
Yeah, we'll take a short break now before we do return to see Hokkaido and if Geometry Dash refugees can secure that 8-0 win.
Good morning, 47. The board has sanctioned Eric Soda's for termination. After Colorado, we did some digging into Soda's private affairs and discovered that he has been fast-tracked for critical heart surgery at the hyper-exclusive Gama Private Hospital in Hokkaido, Japan. Such a display of power has Providence written all over it. Sodas, who suffers from a rare condition known as situs inversus, where his internal organs are reversed, desperately needs a right-sided heart transplant and has clearly betrayed the ICA to get it. He was admitted last night and is currently being prepped for a 3-day surgery. We have booked you into Gama under the usual guise of Tobias Reaper, corporate shark, here for a standard medical checkup. As such, you will need to play it by ear and procure whatever tools you need to complete the mission. You also need to eliminate Yuki Yamazaki, a Tokyo lawyer who works for Providence. Sodas has already given Yamazaki access to our client records and has agreed to provide a full list of active ICA operatives post-operation. This transaction cannot be allowed to happen. Sodas must pay for his treachery, and his insidious employers must be taught a lesson. ICA's sovereignty is at stake. Powerful as Providence may be, we need to draw a line in the sand. I will leave you to prepare.
So yeah, welcome back to our final map. It will be Hokkaido. Of course, not all over for Rommel and Reaper yet. They can still secure some points this game by winning Hokkaido. Of course, 2 points is definitely better than none in the grand scheme of things, especially in these group stages where anything can happen, anyone can beat anyone for sure. But I'm sure Mika and Rune will want that, the final points from this game, and just give themselves such a commanding start in the group stage here.
Yeah, I think Rommel and Reaper do realize, or should realize, that it's not necessarily against Mika and Zero today now, of course, with the result. Is confirmed for a geometry win, but with every point counting, and yesterday's opener finishing with a 6-2 for the refugees against Rocky and Nezuko, Should Gumidifier take a map as well, then of course the two teams are tied and looking much better for them for the fight for second place, perhaps.
Yeah, for sure. And this, Group B is the one with the fourth team. And I can't remember the fourth team for the life of me, but I'm sure if they do see both Gumidifier and Nezuko's team with only like 0 and 2 points, they'll be really pleased with that start from both them teams. Just to, if they can take some ups against them, give them such a nice advantage over the two. And I think Mika and Rune have already gone through the knockouts. I don't think any other team can make them finish third, as Hokkaido will be our final map. And we will have Eric Soda's Explosion as the Morgue Doctor and SMG Resort Security for Yuki Yamazaki. So very nice spin here. You would assume a Morgue start for that early Soda's kill, then the Seek shot onto Yuki and get her isolated into Portsmouth's Suite, you would assume here.
Chef, oh yeah, maybe.
I would assume, yeah. I'm curious how inventive the players will be, because I've seen others try different explosion angles, and you
Honestly,
could try something from the Morgue room itself, but should that fail, obviously there are some very conventional ways to make Exodus explode.
Make sure you bring an SMG.
Yeah, but
it's a very...
Oh, sorry, yeah. Mika and Rune opting to start Chef here, it looks like. Not the start you see often on Hokkaido. You typically just see it with Chef spins. Wouldn't have been my first idea here to start Chef, but I'm sure both of them persuaded each other to start Chef. Don't know whether this is for a quick match, quick security grab here or something like that.
Not exactly seeing the purpose, because so far it's the same loadout as what you would get from Sweet Start, with the ability to bring your second firearm in a briefcase. It'll just be a snail isolation here on Gondola, which might just be their preference. Probably they feel it's safer than to use the lead pipe, lure, and triple KO.
So even you start Chef and not opt into the Gondola first, and we'll be travelling down. And again, this security here will definitely miss the Gondola opportunity now for Yuki and run right into the force. So both Mika and Rune with restarts here.
Yeah, they're trying to be quick and optimized, but the first try doesn't really work out for them. Zero got a resort security very quick, and I could even see potential to infiltrate the helipad as guard, but maybe more restarts on their side. And
oh, Rommel, that is beautiful. Something you see so not anymore, really. Just dropping that red tie Kiwi in an area where only Yuki hears it. Such a nice isolation here onto Yuki. We have to be quick in terms of knocking these guards and Yuki out. Of course, this might be an area where the frontal KO itself isn't hurt. And Yuki just stuck in place, not seeing the body. So really nice knockout onto Yuki there. But NTK.
So who would be? Just seeing the replay, would it be that the second bodyguard just fell off the...
Yeah, you would assume. So that is the risk
here.
That is unfortunate for Rommel there. Not much he can do about that. He was just doing a standard silent KO, and he's somehow done that, unfortunately.
Wow. It's not really something that you can account for. Very unlucky by Rommel. It's just nice to see the red tie Kiwi in general. Rommel started all the way back in 2020, so of course he's a long time player and just hasn't played a lot lately. Just trying to get back to these newer strats, and went to his familiar first Hokkaido ISO again.
The Reaper now, Rommel's teammate, does have that Yuki killed down. Will be looking for a more Doctor, which she has 2 tranks for now, so will make this grab a lot easier now. Could actually go to the weighted poisonous stem cells for an easy throw of a baseball onto Sodas here. So it's going to be interesting to see where he goes and what he does. If he goes back outside and does that, you could say a wallbang onto him. Mika will have to be careful with this kill. Will be front shooter. Oh, that is shooting, I hate it when people shoot their faces or throw things at their face. The frontal KO there can be so risky with them two bodyguards. Somehow hearing it and turning around and spotting the other two. So a bit of risk from Mika there, but the risk that could have come didn't come. So we'll keep them green guns with Yuki dead, and we'll be traveling towards the morgue now.
Oh my goodness, Romo. I don't see the ballistic kill there from Romo's side. I think he fell out of bounds before the fall finished there. If Romo is not restarting, then I will have to check the odds. But
I
that
think I'm in the
is
wrong place. Okay, improv.
I'll rate that. I can't lie, even if it doesn't work, I'll rate that from Rommel. That is crazy, man. We've had, in the space of, 3 minutes, seeing two crazy clips from Rommel there. Does now restart, so I think he does realise that Yuki wasn't a ballistic kill, but wow. what an attempt there from Rommel.
yeah, we've had this not really confusion, but the fact that there was no accident kill must have gave him the impression that it may be fine, but we didn't see ballistic either, which we would always, and we would see the red crosshair whenever someone dies of a firearm. So sadly that didn't happen. Just a restart there, and once more Reaper finishing first, but it might just not be good enough for the 2 points because Mika finishing as well, and Zirun just one explosion kill away from this 8-0 sweep.
I'm exiting Gondola. Alright, I'm out. Tell me when you're done.
Yeah, all players do return to this garden area to do the kill onto So. It's so staple, it's just a staple of speed running really. These two gardeners can cause some issues for sure. Zirun will distract this guy by dropping his briefcase and probably just stand behind the other to get this kill off here, but wow. Rommel can just leave Yuki there and still do this shot with no risk of getting the full kill or an out of bounds kill, but Zirun now will get that kill off on Solos and have such an easy run down to the gondola for a Geometry Dash Refugees sweep.
What didn't happen the last time around because of the last map will now be completed, and we have the 8-0 sweep, and in total 14 points for and just 2 against for the Refugees. Definitely the very strong contenders to win the 4-team group of Group B.
Yeah, for sure. Such an impressive chance today. Barely any restarts across across all 4 maps. Say Mika was flawless on Sapienza, Rune was flawless on New York. Mika had some issues at the start of Miami on Hokkaido. Rune did rip at the start slightly, but both players were able to fix their rips very quickly and capitalise on some unfortunate moments for Rommel, especially on Miami and Hokkaido.
It was always a much closer match than an 8-0 would suggest, and Reaper will be disappointed, hopefully not in his teammate, but just in general that the Geometry Dash Refugees were so good that he might have won individually 2 maps, but just didn't score him and his team any points today, sadly.
Yeah, the 2 maps that he did finish first on was unfortunately not the map where it is a 1v1 and finishing first does count. But that's just how Hitman goes sometimes, unfortunately. And
from your balcony? No, because I had her.
Good showing, you know, Reaper being a rookie in RR9. Didn't see much of him, of course, playing like Hitman and Fame, definitely. But the highest opponents you can get on the console side of things. But such an impressive show today. The practice that he's been putting in definitely has shown. Rommel, it's good to see him back, and his Hokkaido, which is so unfortunate.
I guess I just wasted time improving the.
Yeah, I think looking forward, obviously, Geometry Dash Refugees mainly look forward to the KO stage now. Still 1 more match to go against Bad Laptop and Bad Wi-Fi, who are Medispice and Blackbox. Yep, and Gumidifier still have these 2 opponents to play, and it could still be a very nice 3-way battle for 2nd place.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, after the first weekend, I think we already have our one very likely group winner. We'll see, of course, how it's handled in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, I think we will look at the brackets now, or how the group stage stands, and we do see Geometry Dash Refugees will go on to 14 points now, 12 points clear of 2nd place, which is the Roulette Unprofessionals. Bad Laptop, Bad Wi-Fi, not playing a game yet. And we can look at all the groups, I think, and yeah, the only group to have played games yet. But there are other games scheduled, which we'll quickly just take a look at now. We do have another game later tonight, which is my own team, the 2x RR champions. Me and Fame will be playing So Mega LOL, consisting of Zycle and Sparkles, both new to Roulette, and this will be our first Roulette tournament, taking place at 7 p.m. today. And then at the same time on Tuesday, the Falling Lads, which I think is your own team in Fun, will be taking on Stuffers and Builders, which is Moo and Papia. So definitely good games up here. Yeah, any other comments on the game today?
It was just really nice to see. Obviously, a very warmed up Mika versus Zirun. Obviously, very nice synergy between the two of them and good players. Obviously, all four of them. But yeah, this is just a domination. But I think with Romer coming back to the game and Reaper continuing to winning these 2v2 maps, I think we will see a lot more from Gumidifier as well.
Yeah, for sure. Such a good game today, and yeah, Mika and Zirun showing why they're so highly respected. Zirun had such an impressive showing in RR9, and he's carried that forward onto here with his flawless runs on all the maps today. So yeah, that's all from us. We'll quickly find a channel to raid really quickly. Thank you, in Fun, for coming on a co-casting and admin today.
My pleasure. Thanks for casting as well.
Anytime. We'll go over to everyone's favourite, Goldini Roy. I'll try not to get timed out. I'll see everyone soon. Bye bye.